Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to like giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin.
All right, Mike. So where are we going to dive into today?
Ooh, lawn care.
Lawn care. Not sure I follow you, but
No.
I know there's going to be a point.
None whatsoever. I wanted to talk about this, the recent passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Just call her RBG.
RBG, right? RBG.
Red, blue, green.
Yeah, that's good enough. Right. Yeah. Yeah, she
with all due
passed
respect,
away.
though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We're not mocking the dead. That's never anything we would do.
Never. She served. No matter how much we may disagree or agree with her, she served, right?
Right.
Yeah. And now everybody's going crazy over this, the president electing or nominating her replacement so soon. She's not even in the ground yet, and he's doing this. And I was like, wow, okay, I don't get it. What's the big deal? You know?
What's the big deal? Which part? Him doing it or them getting
him
mad?
doing it? You know, it's like, okay, that's something he has to do. And then people are pointing to, what's his name? Mitch, my buddy Mitch. Yeah. And how he said before that, when Justice Scalia had passed away and President Obama was getting ready to nominate someone. Whoa, this should never happen in the last year. But now he's okay with it.
Yeah, I think I did see something too about him trying to justify that.
Yeah.
And we know this goes back to our Democrat Republican. This is politics as usual.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean I agreed with Mitch back then. I mean, that doesn't make him right then and now. I mean, it's still,
but he agreed with himself.
Sure. And he'd disagree with himself if he had to.
Right. He disagrees with himself now.
Right, because that was a different him.
Yeah. Or it was a different party and had the presidential seat.
Right, exactly.
Could that be it? Well, maybe. You never know.
So then I guess what is wrong? Was he wrong then or is he wrong now?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, once again, I guess it depends on which side of the fence you're gonna lean towards. For me, I think he was wrong then. And the reason why I say that is to back me up. Hey, who are we talking about? The recent passing of RBG, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and back then she said no. Just because it's the last year of being president doesn't mean you stop being president.
You're absolutely right. I saw that quote today. Somebody had posted it somewhere about, you don't stop being a president just because it's your last year. So you go business as usual. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
I don't get why. Well, I do get it. I guess for the sake of the discussion, I don't get why people are up in arms about this.
Well, it's not even so much up in arms because, like, you just said to me, it's we all know that this politics is going to be back and forth, and we all know the team thing. I think the thing that surprises me is the level of, like, I've seen videos, dude, the level of the sky is falling, the world is ending, because if we put somebody that Trump wants in there, the whole alphabet community is screwed. They're going to be hung and thrown off cliffs. And like, I think it's the most moronic over-exaggeration in the world. I understand what they're saying or why they're saying it, but they're way over-exaggerating. I mean, we have been making progress in many ways that you to think right now that the world is over because maybe a conservative or constitutional justice. Come on, man.
You were right the first time.
Well, regardless what gets in there, I think the hype and fear, I think it's ridiculous. I just think these people they're using I don't know, maybe it's part of their psyche. Maybe it's the reason they're in that alphabet is because their brain goes to a place that's the world is ending because somebody might stew away. I don't know.
Yeah, one side of the fence is going to have more justices than the other. It's not going to be a fair game, if you will.
Well, I mean, so I don't want to talk about the whole LGBT thing, but what is there to lose? Give me some, like, let's say you're on the other side opposite of Trump, which is any side you want to pick. What are they losing? Why are they so hyped and crazy? What are they losing?
Well, the fear is that when you have too many justices in there leaning towards, well, and this, you said the other side, leaning towards a conservative viewpoint, the way they interpret laws and establish said laws, decisions, excuse me, they're going to lose a lot of their rights. They're going to lose the progress that they've accomplished over the last couple of decades.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what are their rights? They still have rights as a human being. Nobody's ever going to take those rights away.
That's true. But when you look at certain cases, I wish I could name them offhand, but you look at certain cases that go up to the Supreme Court.
Well, just give me an example of a case. You don't have to give me the specifics of the case. Just
let's say it's somebody's gay rights.
What are gay rights? This is what I want to. I don't understand what gay rights are.
Do you understand what rights are?
Yes.
Okay.
We all have them as human beings. What are gay rights?
So do you feel that everyone has the same rights in this country?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, okay. So there's no need for civil rights then.
What? Well, you said in this country before there wasn't. Of course, when slavery existed, there was no rights.
Right.
Black people didn't right. I'm not arguing slavery today, and we're not talking about something from many years ago. We're talking about what rights do gay people not have.
Well, on the last show, let's take it like when we use the term hate crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone wants to say Bill did something towards a gay person and he treated them unfairly because they are gay.
Well, wait, you can't even say gay because you have to include them all. Okay, because gay excludes
the alphabet, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Right. I didn't want you to get in trouble, Mike, because I said it too. So we would get in trouble here if we don't.
What we get in trouble for?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That seems to be the theme.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I guess. But I never got in trouble for using that term. At least.
I cut your point off. But what are these rights? What are they like? What gay? Like, let me ask you, what straight rights do you have?
Straight rights?
Yeah.
Oh, I can marry the woman of my dreams.
Okay. Can't you do that anyway?
Who?
Can't you marry anyone you want anyway?
Depends on where you are.
So you mean you can officially file with a government entity to get a piece of paper that says you're married?
Yeah.
You don't mean as in marry somebody. You mean to get an official piece of paper from the government saying you're married. Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying if you get a conservative judge, the gay marriage is going to go away and people are all freaking out.
Maybe that's how they feel, and then maybe that's what the fear is. They won't have such a backing, let's say, up there at the Supreme Court. You know, because you ask what the hell, but you ask, well, why is this heightened fear and everything going on? Because he's going to appoint, or he may appoint, a conservative nominee. So that's the only thing I could guess. I'm trying to speak for them when
I wish we had more representation here. I guess neither one of us are in the alphabet community, so it's kind of hard.
Well, the S.
Maybe James. Didn't James say he had some family?
Yeah.
If James would have been joining us tonight, then he could have probably shared some more insight on this. But I guess my concern is, like, to me, marriage, the gay marriage thing, I don't think that's a right. I don't think that's a fight even worth fighting for. I mean, and let me explain that. I think the fight should be to get the marriage out of the government, not to put marriage in the government. I think if two people want to get benefits from healthcare because they're a significant other, I don't think your status should matter, period. If the government wants to say, okay, we're only going to give benefits to you and the person you love, or whatever you want to call it, then I don't think it should matter whether you're male, female, gay, straight, anything. The marriage thing should be the church, and that's a commitment. It's someone saying, before other people, I give my vows to you. That's the marriage, and anyone should be able to do that wherever they want. That's your business. Just like in your bedroom, that's your business. So for the government to put a hold on these things they're calling rights is really, to me, the fight. It's not to get gay people rights to be married. It's to get marriage out of the hands of the government.
Okay.
So I don't really like that example.
Come on, Jim.
What?
Back to reality.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if you're going to talk about progress and losing progress, that's the fight.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's down the road.
Sure.
That's not reality
But
right
I'm
now.
saying that fear would not exist if their fight was to get marriage out of the hands of the government and allow people to claim whomever they want as their spouse or
And I
significant
agree.
other.
I
So
agree.
if
I
they
agree
went that
100%.
fight, if they did that fight, there wouldn't be a problem with any um, whoever was appointed to the Supreme Court. It wouldn't be a problem because that's a different fight. It's not
Oh yeah.
affected by what they're afraid of. So give me another one. Give me something good that they're going to lose. I mean, are they going to be thrown off cliffs? I mean, are they going to be put to sleep? I mean, what are they losing?
I don't know, Jim.
All right. Well, I guess I'm asking the wrong person.
Yes, I can't. I could come up with things,
I
but
want you to do an assignment. I want you to become Alphabet for a week
okay.
and report back to me.
Why
All
can't
right.
you do it? You're the one with the questions.
No, I can't do that.
No, you're not gonna do that.
No, no,
You're not gonna do it. No, no.
no. But all right. So what do you think is going to happen?
He'll nominate someone, and the other side to try to block it as much as they can. I don't think it'll work personally,
Because
and it's not enough time. It's
what
not enough time.
what won't work? Is not
Uh,
enough time to block it, or not enough time to get
Nah,
one?
nah. Well, personally, I don't think it's enough time to get one that fast, and I think that's why they want it to happen this week. At
Right.
least him to put up a nominee because it's not enough time.
Well, he already
The
said
whole
it's going to be.
vetting.
He said it's going to be a female, so that's going to bypass a whole lot of the whole Kavanaugh mess.
Ooh, yeah.
So they're not going to be able to go back
Uh,
30 years and say she raped somebody, or I don't even know if I'm allowed to say rape. She did the R word. I can't take it
Really?
back. Anyways,
Why
yeah,
can't you say rape? Are you serious?
I don't know. That's YouTube, but all the other
Oh, okay.
platforms can
Oh,
hear it.
okay. Okay. You
So
too.
yeah, but they can't go and use that tactic on a female. And also, it's going to put them in a box too, because if they start, bringing a lot of hate to the female, then they're obviously going to look like they're bashing on a woman. And, in this day and age, that's also frowned upon.
Yeah, but I don't. They, the other side is nah. That's what they do. I don't care
Yeah,
who it is. They're gonna come after the person.
sure. They'll make exceptions, or they'll
Yeah.
find a reason to make her not a female or not,
Yep.
not worthy of protection. Right. I get it.
Right. Right. They'll find something. That's
But I think that's by
it's a
nominating a
game that
female.
we see all the time.
Yeah, I think nominating a female actually gives a better chance to push this through faster.
Well, some people say Biden,
To what? Nominate
his
Biden?
VP choice.
Oh,
He did the same thing. So
yeah,
uh,
but Biden picked somebody who failed at her own presidency run. Like that to me was kind of confusing. Like I don't know. She ran for president and people didn't like her. So she couldn't get ahead of the pack in the Democratic Party and he went and picked her as a vice president. Like that confused me. But there's probably another game going on there I'm not aware of.
really, it's probably another game going on there, Jim.
All right, there is another game, but I'm not aware of it. I'm just not aware of it.
That's no different than, well, it's kind of different, but to me, it's no different than when McCain had picked Palin.
Sure.
Yeah.
But Palin, I don't think Palin ever ran. Did she run?
No. He chose as a VP.
Right, but she
there's
never
a
ran
game.
for president, though.
No, absolutely
Right.
not.
Because that would have, you could test the waters. You could say, hey, I'm gonna go out there and run as a senator. Oh yeah, I'm a senator now. That's great. Then you're at least popular within a small community of people.
Yeah.
But if you're running for president, you got to be popular amongst the whole country.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think Harris was that popular, which surprised me why he brought her in. I don't know. Maybe she knows the right people. Apparently, that's how she got her job in the first place. So maybe she's got some good connections.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not afraid of being wrong. I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't either, but I can't tell what's going to happen. I still think no matter what we believe, there's still a whole lot of this playbook still waiting to happen.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors that we have no clue about.
There's a lot of tricks and things still coming out, and
Yep.
But in this Supreme Court thing, I think it's just, I find it odd that they say, you should wait for a new president. They didn't say like you should wait for the election. You should wait for a new president. You,
Trying to speak it into existence, huh?
exactly. That kind of puzzled me. I was just like, well, what if this is the same president? What does
Yeah.
that mean? You know what I mean? Like, did we
Because
wait for
didn't
nothing?
she make a comment towards that? She wanted to hold on until after.
No, I don't know if she made that comment because that
Oh,
was
okay.
something released on like one of those deathbed things
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she thought that we shouldn't do this and hold off. Now,
yeah.
if I wouldn't put it past her if she didn't like Trump, you know what I mean? I wouldn't
Hmm.
put it past her, but you really hit it on the head in the beginning before she said that that shouldn't matter.
Right.
So just as we can bash Mitch McConnell or anybody other politician for flip flopping when it's convenient, why would this be any different?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
right out of her mouth was business as usual. If you're president, you pick. And let's
yeah.
be real. Here's something I wanted to add to that. That it's an angle that I think it's unfair, but let's be real. You know, if you don't know my story, my wife passed of cancer. This lady has been dying for months. Okay, I don't want to. I'm not going to be mean or disrespectful to her, but I have to tell you, when you're going through something like cancer, you're not running the Supreme Court. So my personal opinion, not just because of her age, because of her, she should have retired last year or the year before.
Yeah.
You know, so
Or,
I don't want to be, hard on this woman for not, because I've seen some stuff online where people were mad. One of these liberal lunatics were cussing her out because she didn't retire when Obama was president.
yeah, I've seen that.
Like
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
yeah,
She still may have been functioning back then, but once she was battling cancer, I mean, that was the time. You step away, even if you don't, even if you beat it, you're at the end of your years. Enjoy them.
yeah. And that's
Enjoy them.
why I've been saying for well over 20 years now. How in the world do they get to sit in that seat for so damn long?
I agree, and
Yeah,
that's a whole nother aspect of this. I
yeah,
I just want to make sure I nailed that point home because you can't blame Trump for trying to get somebody in today when it's last minute when this should have happened 2 or 3 years ago,
yeah.
at least a year ago. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So let's not be on Trump like this was his master plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I say, I like to be fair. You
Right.
know, this is what they do.
Right. But I agree with you. The fight, if you want to fight the fight is stop letting these people stay in forever.
Yeah,
There should be age
yeah,
limits on all things. It
yeah,
doesn't a driver's license not expire, but don't you have to at a certain point retake it? Or
yeah. Well, I'm not gonna
if you
say
don't,
they should
if you
retake
don't, you
it for
should.
him or something, but I think 75, 80 years old should be. That's it. If
Yeah.
you're gonna do the age thing, 75, 80 years old, that's it. Get someone else in there.
Yeah.
I'm
And if
sorry.
we're being fair, what isn't Trump 74?
Well, I wasn't talking about him.
But I'm just saying, isn't he
Yeah.
74? So
Is
even if he
he?
wins, yeah, dude, he's
Damn,
older.
I didn't know he was
Yeah.
that old.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But he don't
Damn.
look it, right? He don't,
Nah, 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 no.
but it could be whatever. He's got some secret lab that keeps him young. The same thing that turned him orange.
Yeah.
It's probably turned back to years.
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's losing that hair too, probably. I don't know.
Right, right. Or because
Yeah.
he's 74.
Yeah.
Right. looks like you're turning there too, huh?
Oh no.
Did
Oh,
you
you
use
already
his
seen
lab?
that. Huh?
Do you dye your beard? Because
Oh no, I don't do that. No.
uh,
Well, you see that one little right there?
yeah,
Right there,
I don't
right
know,
there.
man. I
And
don't
down
know.
here you got a couple, yeah.
I just got a
No,
few
no.
too myself.
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah,
Yeah,
just a couple. I don't
I
I
don't know.
don't do the old dye thing, man.
I
Nah.
thought about it just to make it look more. Anyways, we're talking about my beard.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
RBG, back to RBG, back
yeah,
to RBG.
we're talking about a rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. But what I wanted to say was with this, I have to give him. I don't even give him a pass on this one. I just don't even see how we can have the argument, debate, or even a conversation. He's going to choose someone who's more conservative, right? Same way as Obama chose a liberal, right?
Right.
So I'm like, I don't get why everyone's going crazy over this stuff because this is what the presidents do.
Right. And I don't, like I said, I already talked about the fear. I don't understand the unjustified fear. I mean, I understand the fear of the ramifications of having a conservative, judge. So anything you want to pass doesn't get passed because
Right,
your ideas aren't good to them.
right.
But I don't understand the loss. You know, I mean, that part just confuses me.
Yeah.
Or I guess what's the other argument? The abortion. I think that's the other argument. I
Yeah.
think that's what they're
What about it?
concerned that a Supreme Court might flip the abortion argument.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I doubt it, but
You
okay.
know, well, I do too, and I think at the end of the day, I mean, the states are still doing their own thing. I
Yep.
mean, I'm not a full blown whatever you'd call it political nerd, but I just don't see that as a real fear. I understand the threat and the talk. I get it because anything can happen, and
Yeah.
the Democrats have proved that this year to me that anything could happen. So I understand legitimacy of fear. But the scary part that scares me of all of this is watching these people go crazy and then talking about violence.
What?
It's yes, they're talking about this is war. We're gonna go, storm the thing. We're gonna take over. Yeah,
Who said
dude.
that?
Oh, go through. There's a whole post. There's a whole video I watched. I wish I had the link. Maybe I could find it. Of all these blue check mark Twitter people inciting violence and saying it's time to take over. I think AOC even said something crazy about all this stuff, and their reaction is just to me it's too far. You want to be mad, get mad, whatever, be a sore loser, whatever it is, but their reaction is literally scary.
Yeah. Okay. If you're really scared of that stuff, I guess.
Well, I'm not scared
They're
per
just
se.
words, man.
I'm not scared on this level. I'm scared because there's a lot of stupid sheeple out there.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that stupid sheeple will follow anything that the sheep next to him tells them.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid of the ripple effect. And I, for one, don't want to be in a situation where somebody has to get hurt because they did something stupid to me or my family. So I think this whole war and civil war nonsense, this whole scary talk about hurting people, and all, I think it just needs to stop. I default to you, like you said, this has been politics as usual.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we can talk about changes through some sort of slow process, but ultimately, it's always been the same thing. And I don't know if you agree. I kind of wasn't feeling what you said with that back when you said it the first time, but I did watch a video. My son really likes history and stuff, and I started watching a video, and one of them was talking about the 60s. And I can imagine if I was in the 60s, how crazy I would have thought the world was. You know,
Yeah.
we
If
think
you're
it's
looking at it
crazy
from Jim
now.
today, yeah.
Yes, we think it's crazy now. I could imagine, I'm not old enough to know the 60s, but I could imagine how crazy somebody living in the 60s would have thought this world was.
Give me an example.
Well, I mean, just how the whole peace-loving movement, the anti-Vietnam stuff, all the war, the people protesting out in the streets. I remember the old famous one with the tank and I think people back then, and we didn't have social media,
Right.
not like we have today.
Right.
So if things were that crazy back then without the social media, it's probably 10 times worse than we think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. You could probably say that. Yeah.
And then the other point I wanted to get on that too was my son, like I said, likes history. And I always talk about this defense when people talk about America being stolen land. But when you learn history, I'm not a history buff either, so don't start challenging me on all specifics. When you learn history, the world has been full of conflict forever. Forever. It's not like the world has been sitting like, hey, we're going to have peace this year and next year we'll fight. Forever. There has been conflict all throughout the world. So why is it any different? Why would you expect some peaceful transition of a Supreme Court nomination? That's what people do. They just fight.
So it should be okay then if when he nominates some conservative judge and people say, oh, it's going to be war.
Yeah, and I'm okay.
That's just the way we are.
Dude, I'm okay with that. And I'll be honest, I've been thinking about this, and I know it's not the Supreme Court, but I'm waiting for the Civil War. I think we should actually institute some sort of lottery system. We should divide up all the states and everybody gets to pick the state and they get into this lottery and maybe we all get to go Civil War and we get to pick where we want our team to be. Oh, that's almost like we do right now, isn't it? Oh, like freedom
Yeah,
to move where
yeah,
you want. Isn't that awesome?
yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess we don't need a lottery. People can move where they
No,
want to move.
there's
Join
a
whatever
constant,
team they want.
there's a constant battle.
Yeah,
There's a constant civil war, if you will.
that's great.
Democrats, Republicans.
Isn't that freedom awesome?
Yeah.
I love this
Hmm.
freedom. All right.
So you say that about when your son says about this being stolen land,
Oh, that was another
and
argument.
it's,
He didn't say that.
uh,
That was an argument I had with somebody else. But you want to
oh,
go into
okay.
stolen land? Go ahead. You finish your point.
No, I'm saying you said you mentioned about this conflict all over the world that always has been. I don't understand how what that one has to do with the other.
The stolen land?
Yeah.
Well, I think the world conflict is what I guess maybe I should
Oh,
have
okay.
finished my point. My point was is people like to use this argument about America being stolen. No, America was conquered, just like the rest of the world was conquered.
Okay.
All throughout history, every country conquered every other country. So I don't want to hear the stolen stuff. They were conquered, and the winner usually claims the land.
Okay.
So it's not stolen, like they walked in and said, we're taking this, you guys got to leave. No, it was conquered. It was contested and conquered.
Mm.
You don't like
It
that?
was, I'm, so it was contested and conquered. Hmm.
There were no laws. There were no
Right.
laws saying that in fact, if you go back to the early days, land wasn't even owned. That was just their traditions, which you can
Right.
argue maybe is laws. They're their traditions, their laws. You know,
Oh,
you could
keep
argue
going.
that.
Keep going.
Yeah, you may make an argument for that, but
But you won't.
no, I won't.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Go ahead.
Because they're not agreed upon laws. If, like, for example, if I were to come to your house and contest your home and I were to conquer you and take your home, somebody would still come arrest me because we live in a country where everyone who's be taken under our citizenship is supposed to agree to these laws.
Yeah, but even that government that does what the government can do just what you
Well,
said. Come in.
that's a whole
Yeah, I
argument.
know, but no. What I'm
Right.
saying is, unless you're the biggest, the baddest one on the block, no one's gonna do that.
Well,
So you can do it to me. Someone can come along and do it to you. A state can come in and do it to that person, and then the U.S. government can do it to the state. Let's say, right? But there are laws, and then another country can come and take over
well, that's the
the
thing.
U.S.
Now, if another country comes into the U.S., they're not bound by our laws because they never agreed to our laws.
Oh, so then it would be okay.
Well, I wouldn't like it, but I can't say they stole it. They didn't
So
steal it. They
really?
conquered us.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
If
I
they
see
want
it
to
as
come
the
in
same
and,
thing.
well, okay, well, maybe semantics, whatever you want, but I don't
Yeah.
look at it the way they're acting like it was stolen. And even if you want to say stolen, then so were all the other countries around the world.
Yeah, but
So stop
okay.
acting like America's any different. That was my
Well,
point. I don't know what this got to
America
do with
is different, right? Because there's a lot of people in those other countries, they acknowledge that history. And in America, when you bring up America was, the whole foundation of it is based on what? Hey, they stole the land, or as you say, they conquered it,
right.
right? Okay, so acknowledge that.
I did.
And that's no, I know you do,
I
but I'm
did.
saying a lot of when you
Just
say
like
people have that argument,
Texas, just like all the other
yeah, I got that. But
we
that's
fought for
where
that.
people talk about America as what? Oh, this is the greatest country, this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, but when you talk about the history of it, it's just like even after that, if you want to talk about slavery, people say, well, hey, they don't really want to talk about it, right? They don't want to talk about the negative things. Like if you talk to a Native American, talk about American history, they're gonna say, okay, where do you want to start, right?
Sure.
But then people don't want to talk about that. And they don't want to, so if you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to acknowledge it. And that's a problem that I have with a lot of Americans. You just want to paint it, not you, but you just want to paint the picture of America is just so beautiful and all of this. If you don't like it, why don't you leave? I say, fuck you. I can acknowledge the good. I can acknowledge the bad. I still love the country. Fuck
Well, there after that rant of vulgarity, there is where you hit the point. You still love the country. It's one thing to acknowledge it. It's one thing to say, look, it's just no different. Like I said, bring it to your house. Bring it to your house. You've made mistakes in your own home. You've probably made mistakes with your own spouse. And you have to acknowledge that. Right? That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad marriage. It doesn't make you their home is bad. You acknowledge that. But the moment you start saying that my house is terrible because of that mistake I made, Now you've crossed the line there. You've crossed into a different realm. You can say this country, well, this is I guess my justification for get the hell out. If you don't like it, get out. Mm-hmm. You can complain about anything you want, because I do it all the time. I'm just a complainer. But at the end of the day, if you have disdain for this place, not just acknowledging its flaws, if you really hate it, then leave. You have the freedom to find something that you like or something you're proud of. So to me, it's a step beyond. You're saying that we have to acknowledge it. Yes, we do. But we also have to still love our country with its flaws.
No, I disagree.
Well, then get the hell out.
Why? Why do I have to get out just because I disagree with you?
No, because you don't love your country.
I don't have to.
Go ask your wife if you have to love her and your family.
Well, the country is not my wife.
And what's she going to tell you? Get the hell out if you don't love us.
So that's your American philosophy right there. If you don't like me, get the hell out.
Yes, because you will do nothing good for us. If you will do nothing good for us, if you do not love this country.
Okay, so average American, let's say, I don't love the country, right? For whatever reason it may be.
Sure.
Now you have all these people who think like you and say, well, if you don't love the country, get the hell out. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why? I still work here. I'm still raising my family here. I'm still paying taxes. I'm still doing everything I'm supposed to do. So now you say I still should have to leave.
Yeah.
Just because I say I don't love the country.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Isn't it what it's all about?
Well, for you and those who think like you, yeah.
Yeah. Well, wait till the Supreme Court decides this.
Say what?
Wait till the Supreme Court decides this, that you must love your country to be here. Because that's what's coming.
Man. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because he's going to nominate another conservative.
I bring it to the house. I do believe that. I do believe it. Once you have a disdain for this place, you shouldn't be here anyway. And I think that, I understand what you're saying. I'm saying I can't kick you out. But once you're not invested in something, why are you here? Because then you're only going to hurt it. I guess it's no different than the whole.
It's just words, Jim.
Well, no, I understand it's words and words. Right. No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And words is not what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you can say whatever you want, but if you believe them, I'm going under the assumption that you believe and do what you say.
Okay.
If you really do things to show that you hate your country, then you're no different than a prisoner breaking our laws. You're not helping society. You're not adding to the country. You can be embarrassed for whatever happened. That's great. Get over it. Do your thing. Be embarrassed, but move on. And maybe it's interpretation. Maybe this is a good practice right here, how we're interpreting this scenario and why the Supreme Court is so important, because they have to interpret the Constitution and things.
Yeah, and just think, a lot of people are worried and scared and, walking in fear because he might nominate a conservative who thinks like you.
But you just said it. They're words, man. So what if he thinks like me?
Yeah, but he'll be a justice in the Supreme Court. He'll be a justice in the Supreme Court making decisions, thinking like you. Well, this person right here, they don't love the country anyway. Nah, my decision's going to go against them.
But what are my decisions based on? My feelings or the Constitution?
The way you interpret the law.
Well, I don't know. That's a far stretch for me, because there's no law.
Are you serious?
And I just told you I'm not kicking anybody out. I'm telling you that if
you said you're not kicking me out.
No, I'm not kicking anybody who doesn't love this country until they break the law.
But you still feel they should leave.
I still feel, yes. You shouldn't complain about something you hate.
Wow.
If you hate your job, didn't we already talk about this? If you hate your job, you need to quit.
Yeah, but you said you shouldn't complain about something you hate.
Yeah.
You shouldn't complain about something you
hate.
No.
Okay, right. Maybe no.
Oh,
okay.
Maybe all right.
That's not the way it came out. Or that's the way it came out. That's not the way it came out.
I got you. Hey, welcome.
You got me talking in circles here now. Stop that. What I'm getting at is, if you don't like your job and you have the ability to quit, you quit. Why make other people suffer through your hate when you have the ability to quit? If you don't like this country and you ain't doing anything to fix it, then just leave.
I still don't get the part about leaving.
Because go find a country you love. Go find a
Why do you have to?
place
Why do you have to
where
love
you
any
want to
country?
contribute.
Why do you have to love a country? I don't get it.
Why do we need love at all?
No, no, that's now the
Oh,
rabbit
I'm digging
hole.
too far. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah,
digging
yeah,
too far.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can love your family, you can love your God, but you can't love your country.
I didn't say you can't. People, they opt to
Oh,
or they opt not to. That's all I'm saying.
right.
Now I don't have a problem either way.
You don't
I'm
have a
not a
problem.
kick. I'm not a kick you out of the country type person.
Yeah, well, I'm not really a kick you out of the country either. I said that. I'm saying leave. I will pay
But
for
if
your
you had the
flight.
power,
I will
come on.
pay for your flight, Mike, if you want to leave this country because you
And
hate
I
it.
rest my case. Thank you.
And you will not be allowed to come back because I'm not going to keep paying. But that's my point. If you are not happy here and you are not willing to contribute to the happiness here, then you don't need to be here. Go.
Okay.
All those
I don't
people,
know many people like that. So I don't know anyone like that.
like what?
People are not happy here and
Oh,
not contributing.
you mean all those celebrities that said when Donald Trump, if he becomes president, they're moving to Canada, who
They said
still
that
live in America?
well, yeah. Oh God, I wish
Yeah.
you were in politics, man. God. Oh, Obama's gonna run this country into the ground. Oh, Bush is gonna do this.
I
Oh,
understand, but those
yeah,
people are just doing what you said, talking.
yeah. No action.
Yeah. If you don't
Now
love
you
it
do
here,
have a lot of action when a Democrat goes in office.
if you
You
don't
get a
love it here,
lot. The gun
Mike,
sales go up way high. That's a
I
lot of
will
action.
I will give you some action if you don't love it here. I will give you a schedule, a flight itinerary, whatever you need. If you don't, I will help you with that action.
Just because someone doesn't love the country.
Yes.
Wow. So you're telling me in your personal life, and you can't really mention celebrities because they
Yes.
pay a lot in taxes. So they are doing something. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're contributing. So you know anyone in your personal life, you only have to say the name, whereas they don't love the country and they are not contributing in any way.
I don't think I know anybody.
So who are you talking about here?
Anybody who says they don't love their country.
Yeah, but I just said I don't love the country, right?
Yeah, and you can
So you
leave.
said you said I need to leave.
I said you can leave. You
I
can leave.
can leave.
Go. If
Okay.
you hate it, go. I'm not
Okay.
telling you have to leave.
Right. But
I
I
never
have
said
to
that.
love
I
the
didn't say
country
I was
though.
kicking people out. No, you
But I
don't
have
have
to
to.
love the country.
No, but then zip it. I don't want to hear about how
Really?
much you hate the place if you have a choice to leave.
So
Everybody knows that
I
guy.
I,
Everybody knows that guy
I
that
got
comes
to.
to work and he just
I got
complains
to.
about work all the time. And
Right.
but
Right.
but he doesn't quit. Why? Because I need the money. Well, there's other jobs. There's other countries. If you're happy somewhere else, by all means go.
And you. Oh, good Lord. Oof. Oof.
Now,
Okay.
I can't enact a law that says kick these people out. Now, if you come here illegally from another country, you break the law, you're gone. That's an easy decision. No matter how much you love the country, you could love this country more than anything in the world. If you come here illegally, bye. But if
Oh,
you're
okay.
here and you don't love this country and you don't leave, then I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear
Mm.
it because you choose to stay here in a place you don't love.
Just because someone says they don't. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think, I don't know how you run a successful anything unless you find people that are, uh, love is a strong word, but people that are dedicated to it. If you don't love
Loyal.
if you don't love this show, Mike, there's no sense being here doing it. Just show up later. Just
I
not
might
show
love the
up.
show, but I hate you.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to be with me. We're not married.
Oh, another show.
All right. I'm sure we're beating this to death anyway because we got way off the Supreme Court.
Oh
So,
yeah.
do we want to wrap that up and get to our famous
You
segment?
have any final thoughts on it?
Do I?
Yeah. On the
Um,
RBG and the next nominee.
well, my normal thought would be, I think what I just said, it's going to be a fight no matter what. It didn't matter. I mean, this almost like this was planned. It's going to be a fight, but I think he's going to push one in and they're going to push it through and it's going to be exactly what they want it to be. And then I'm curious to see where the fight's going to come after that.
Mm. I think it's going to be a fight, like it always is. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. It's partisan politics at its best. This is the American way, and I don't even know why we complain if you know the history. And it's sad to me that you can just go back 4 years, and then it's like role reversal, but no one wants to see that.
Dude, we can go back 1 year and we role reversing with these politicians. I mean,
Yeah,
on
depending on the topic. Yeah, you're right.
on
You're
video,
right.
literally saying the opposite thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, one of them is actually running for president, who there's tons of videos of him saying the opposite things.
Don't get me started.
All right, we'll save it. So let's move into our segment called Pull the Pin Already, where we just, I don't know, I feel like this whole show is about just.
Oh, we pulled the pin
stuff.
already.
Yeah, we could pull the pin on the whole show.
Yeah, we pulled it already.
Let's go ahead and move into our segment and share this one thing that we find in our everyday life that just annoys the heck out of us. You got something?
You can go first on this.
You want me to go
I don't
first?
have anything today, Jen. I don't have anything I want to pull the pin on. I'm going to give it to you.
I'm not buying that, but I will start first. And what I want to pull the pin on is that sock. Everybody knows that sock, right? It may not be the same sock. It may not be the same color. It may not be, but it's either that one sock out of the pair that either gets lost in the laundry, something Mike might not know anything about, or it just makes like a hole somewhere in your heel or wherever it wears, but it only wears in one sock. So it makes the other sock useless unless you have a bunch of other single socks of the same type. I don't understand. I think there might be a company out there that actually makes these really good socks and never disintegrate, but you can still lose them in the laundry. I don't understand. Maybe we should start tying socks together, or maybe have magnets to clip them together so they're never separate. But that's what I'm annoyed at, is that one sock that you can never, ever keep track of. So then you have this basket full of single socks. Or I should be like that one comedian. He used to say he's got a black and a blue sock on. He says, but to him, they're the same because he goes by thickness. So just start wearing random single socks and see. Actually, it's probably in style today. But anyway, Mike, go ahead. What do you got?
A lot of times when you're doing laundry and you're missing that one sock, go back to right in the middle of the washer and dryer. Yeah, that's where you'll find a lot of.
So you do know something about laundry? Or did your wife tell you that?
My wife. Jim, I don't have anything. I really and truly don't have anything for pull the pin already. But since you brought it up, I start thinking, right? What's near and dear to my heart? Zoos. Z-O-O. Zoos, Jim. I'm trying to figure out, why do we have them? Why do we have zoos? We have animals in cages. And you might get to see a little sign out there telling you all about this animal. And 99.8% of the time, that animal is from a different country. So that means we had to go capture it, bring it here, and people get to read about it. And in the day of the internet, it's not needed. You have videos, you have all of these things at your disposal, all of these resources at your disposal. Zoos are not needed. And what helped solidify that for me, it was this one show on Netflix. I think he was called the Cat King, or the
Tiger
King, huh?
Tiger King.
Oh, Tiger King, Tiger Pawn, the porn or whatever. But yeah, you seen it.
No, I didn't, but I heard of it.
When I saw that, I was like, that's it. That's all I needed to see. The zoos need to go. They are not needed. If you need to find out some information about an animal, go on the internet, and you can find out all you need to know. Pull the pin on them, Jim. Are you with me?
Well, I'm actually sad for you. I'm sad that you had such a deprived childhood. But I don't know how people are going to ever go see a giraffe if they don't have them at the zoos. And I have to tell you, Mike, I don't know what world you live in, but seeing a giraffe on an internet video is not the same as feeding it in person.
Hey, if you want to know the truth, last year we did that with the kids, and the babies fed the giraffe
on the internet.
No.
See, that would not have been possible without zoos. And let me just mention this for a fact. Even zoos, when I was in Africa, I went on a safari.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, you want to talk about zoos being a joke? Go on a safari. Then you'll never want to go to a zoo again. You'll be like, I want to go on a safari.
Oh, really?
I'll tell those stories another day because we are totally out of time for this episode. So
Okay.
Thank you for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next episode. Until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.